It's Oklahoma Archery, everything archery based out of Oklahoma for Oklahomans. Let's get it started. Hello, everybody. I'm David Nickel Bosca.
I'm Neil Cooley, and I didn't shoot any nickels this weekend, but somebody did. We got James Beasley in the house with us. How you doing, James?
Doing good, guys. How about yourselves?
Very good, very good.
Just waiting on the weather to turn good to shoot. Seems like we've had a whole bunch of rain, but that didn't stop you from going out and winning the OSAA Unmarked 3D in the men's freestyle division, man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, guys. Thank you. Well, it's so close to the house that I hated to miss it, and there was no good weather day, that's for sure.
Yeah, anybody saw the pictures of it? It was a torrential downpour both Saturday and didn't matter. There wasn't a good day to shoot. So props to you. Hats off for making the trip up there, knowing that you weren't going to have the best conditions.
Yeah, it was rough. There's a lot of targets. It was dark, and sometimes you just got to put it kind of in the center of the core and hope. I think I just got lucky on a lot of them.
Yeah. So OSAA, for everybody out there, they do shoot center 12s at this event. So being an unknown event, you do have a little bit more forgiveness built into it. But when the conditions are what they are, kind of walk us through some of your strategy, because you've been shooting. I think you shot your whole first year, me and you, or it was my first year. You guys were out there pretty much all the time. You've been doing this a lot longer than I've been shooting 3D. What do you look to do when it's real heavy rain like that? Like, your bow is going to get wet. Like, what's the strategy in that?
Well, I don't shoot a clarifier, and I shoot a low power lens around a 3-power. So it does give me some, I'm able to see the outline of the target. I'm not just pulling up and seeing the core. Mm-hmm. That helps a lot in the rain. You try to keep your sight dry. I don't worry about the bow as much. It's like if it's going to get wet no matter what you do. So I don't worry about the bow as much, but I do try to put like a baggie over my sight, It's about it, really. I think the only advantage that I had over anybody else is I was shooting a low power lens and no clarifier. So I had one less lens to really, fight with keeping dry. So, that was about it, really.
Do you have to add any type of yardage once your strings get wet?
I don't. I do notice a little bit of left and right, but I think that's just from the grip getting wet. It doesn't seem like you can get the same hand pressure every time, when it's real rainy. But like I said, height wise, no, I don't have any issues normally. Okay.
So everybody's been listening to the meteorologist, and he's been putting a pretty good dent in the attendance numbers here. And I'm like, you guys don't realize you go to a pro-am or a state championship and it rains. There's no missing that one. So go out, as miserable as it is to be getting rained on for 3 hours, see what your bow's going to do in it and be prepared. And that's just kind of wasted on some people.
Yeah, I remember they're only old guys will remember, like there was a pro-am that ASA put on in Tulsa back in like 93 or 94, and it was in April, and it was insane the amount of rain that we got that weekend. And it was like, I remember, I was but a lad then shooting youth class, and our range wasn't bad, but I went down and hung out with my dad on his range, and it was crazy. There was mud. It was up in Catoosa, and it was mud up to your knees. It was ridiculous. And every time it seems like every pro-am I go to, it's usually inclement weather like that. So you definitely need to get used to it if you're going to shoot much 3D.
Dave, is that the one you'd gone 2 years ago that it pretty much washed them right out of the parking lot?
Yeah, that was a terrible shoot like he's talking about. I remember when ASA pulled in town, like on a Tuesday or Wednesday, they said there wasn't a range cut yet. They had to start from scratch and get it done. Yeah, it was horrible.
Well, that's better than cutting it and then having the rain hit and having to recut it.
Yeah.
Because That's the biggest thing on the rain coming down real heavy like that. It's like, guys, it wasn't this soaking wet when they cut the lane. So if you got a branch hanging down or some leaves or something, call a range official. It doesn't matter if you're shooting OSAA, ASA. Call somebody before you shoot the arrow, because if you doink an arrow off of it, you're stuck with it. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but once you shoot it, that's what it is. So also call somebody ahead of time.
Man, you're a meanie.
Well, you got to read the rules, man. I say
he's the rule man,
Yeah. If somebody's getting to reshoot a target, no, they're not. I mean, that doesn't happen. Can't let them do it, because everybody else has got the cold hard truth of, yeah, it's a zero because you shot it. You should have said something before time, or shot from a knee or something like that. But hate to be that way, but it's kind of the way it is.
James, let's start from the beginning and tell everybody where you live, what you're shooting, everything.
Okay. Well, I live currently out by Sperry. I live probably about 5 miles south of the range there at Tulsa. I've been shooting at elites for a long time. I've kind of gone through ever since the E35 days. I've had different elites, and I'm shooting an ethos right now. 27.5-inch draw, 62 pounds, 380 grain era, somewhere around about 280, 282, something like that. So, pretty much just a basic, open setup. Nothing. I don't shoot anything too wild or crazy. Like I said, I try not to even shoot a clarifier, because I've had issues with those in the past. So, it's pretty basic. So I shoot PS25s. So, just about as basic of an open setup as you can get.
Yeah.
Is that something that you were shooting known till the beginning of this year? Did you make any changes when you decided, because you're shooting unknown for the ASA now? It's not just at the OSAA. You're judging all the time. Did you make any changes when you switched over, or did you just say, this is what it is, I'm going to roll with it? Yeah,
pretty much. That ethos is a really forgiving bow as far as speed wise goes. So I didn't have to make any changes for the most part. That's really the fastest bow I've ever shot 3D with. At my draw length, shooting 282 is pretty dang fast. And so I didn't really make any changes at all to my setup whenever I went from known to unknown. I like shooting known, and I like shooting unknown. My problem is shooting known is I really bad to carry one target to the next, to the next, to the next, shooting known, because I feel like I am, I should have made a good shot on that target because I know how far it is. So, and that's one of the reasons I like shooting unknowns, because I can pretty much just leave it. I can shoot it, leave it, and go on to the next one.
There you go. You could force yourself to reset each one and say, okay, I got to look at it. Kind of walk us through a little bit of your judging process. Are you ground judger? Do you just try to get the size of the target? Are you listening to the speed of arrows?
No, I don't really ever listen to speed of arrows. I don't shoot enough around other people to really be able to tell that much. And if I shot more targets, I would definitely be a animal size judger. I think there's definite benefits to that. I do judge off the ground, but that's probably the least advantageous way to judge targets or ever has been, because you put something in the way, or tree size being different, or there's just any litany of things that can really throw you wrong judging off the ground. But I don't shoot enough targets to really be able to say, okay, this target at this distance is this, or, I used to be able to when I shot current all the time, but not anymore. It's all just guess.
It works out that way sometimes. Without having to own the 20 current targets where you stare at them every week, move them around, stare at them, move them up the hill, move them down the hill. I'm out on that. If a guy wants to be a professional and you really want to do this for real, you're going to have to buy a range. That's just all there is to it. Fair enough. You hear that, Dave?
Yeah, I don't want to be a professional.
Oh, come on. You're no fun.
I'm too old to be trying to change professions.
Oh, they got an old man class.
Hey.
They don't mean they got an old man pro class. I'm an old man.
Oh, get in there with old Chad Hilbert and Tim Gillingham and Randy Morocco and all the other big guys, and you go give them hell. James, tell us how you got started shooting. I mean, you've been doing it a while. I know archery's come a long way. Where'd you cut your teeth at?
I grew up in Tahlequah, and there was a lot of local ranges around Tahlequah. I think I shot my first 3D shoot when I was 11 years old. So I've been doing it a long time. There was just tons of local ranges around. Every weekend there were like 2 shoots going stuff.
Well, James, hold on a second. I think there's 4 or 5 people driving down the road stealing all your bandwidth.
Yeah, I was gonna say you went a little robotic there. I got Tahlequah and a lot of local ranges.
Yeah, I think we might be losing him a little bit. He'll come back in. He did that a while ago, and before we logged in, everybody.
Well, everybody just hang tight for a second.
Yeah.
Dave, where are you shooting your bow this weekend while we're waiting on you?
Well, I've got a store promotion I got to do Saturday, store grand opening. Sunday, I'm going to try and roll out to Choctaw if all holds off. Hope we did lose him. He'll log back in. If all goes well, I'm going to run over Choctaw. If not, it'll be what it'll be. But that's my plan. I'm going to try.
It's the first weekend since I've been state director. We've got 3 qualifiers in a weekend. So you can go to Choctaw and hit the Haskell course. You kind of know what's in store for you there. And then we've got a double. It's Bowtown and Triple C. The location for Bowtown has moved. We lost access to that property. So Carl Shipley's out there cutting 40 more lanes right now. He's probably about got heat stroke for the 3rd time today. But we're going to have one at 9 and one at 1 p.m. Out there at that one. And the GPS to both of those ranges are on the ASA website, asaoklahoma.com. So we hope we see a whole bunch of you out there. Since the Bowtown and the Triple C is a double qualifier, we are going to do the $100 drawings for every 30 people that shoot it, and you win your class based on combined score. We're going to draw $100 for every 30 of you that there are. So that'll be fun. The rest of the money on the Triple C side goes towards funding your buckles at state, your shooter of the year, and your state championship. So hope we see everybody out there. We'll have the team shoot there. We'll have Heather's going to be cooking walking tacos for lunch. So bag of Doritos with some taco meat, a little bit of shredded cheese, salsa, sour cream, however you do it. So that we got lunch for you Saturday and Sunday. Hope we see a whole bunch of you out there.
And at Choctaw, is it a standard shotgun start?
Yeah, I think so. I texted Haskell today a while back. If it was a 9 a.m., I think he runs them at 9. Haven't heard back. He just had shoulder surgery, so we'll see. Pretty much I'll post that as soon as I hear back from him. But the Bowtown and Triple C will be 9 a.m. and 1 p.m., so that'll give you plenty of time to take a break between your first 20 and second 20. But yeah, it's the dog days of summer. The rain man has hosed us north. Dave went to Pawnee, and I went to Ardmore, and I think everybody, didn't get rained on, but rain was in the area. Rain was a factor.
Yeah, it rained on us prior to it starting. Beautiful while we were there. It got very sultry like it did, I think, throughout the whole state. Beautiful range. Mud's mud. There's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
But it was a great Pawnee course. I shot it earlier this spring. Light and dark, hard to see targets, difficult in that means, but as far as the course itself, really great. Well done. Those folks did a beautiful job with that.
They always set a good course. It's easy to get around. It's a very deceptively challenging range because there's some short ones that you ought to get. I ought to have that one. But you get back there, they'll stretch you out a little bit. They'll put some in the dark. You get a little uphill, downhill, a couple through the trees, and it's not a cakewalk. I mean, they're mostly trad shooters, and they think if you got the lenses and the long bars, you ought to be able to hit them. They're going to make you shoot for it. So,
well, yeah, I left there, telling them, well, I thought that should have been an even to about a 5-up course, 4-up course. That's where I felt it should have been for my shooting. I didn't get there. My very first shot, hence that right there, was a 5. My very first shot, and I just never recovered. I dropped an 8 after that. But yeah, I got the good old 40-yard turkey first shot, rusty around the edges, had a tree on my back, and hey, man, we had fun shooting with the rest of the 20 or 19 shots.
When I say we shoot 3D in the trees, I mean that we are standing amongst the trees. When Dave shoots 3D, he is literally in the trees. I mean, they are all up on you like white on rice.
Yeah. It's I think I apologize. I don't know the course people's names, but they were down there at a couple of them that I was shooting. They was like, I can't believe that's hitting your head, or my gosh, top of your bow's in the limbs. Well,
yeah. They're trimming them for recurve length, axle to axle, so to speak. And you're over here 6'7" tall with the top of your bow in the pine tree. I'm like, man, you put a whole new definition to we're shooting 3D in the trees. Yeah, I figure if you're
good. They do a good job. I didn't have any issues with that. Yeah. Walked out of there. I was beat. I learned something else. That was what my 5th qualifier for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And each one I feel like I'm learning something more. This was the steamiest, hottest one I've been to this year. I felt I learned quite a bit as far as how to take care of myself, hydrate for myself. I learned a lot as far as on that with the course. So
yeah, you got to stay hydrated. You got to take some snacks. There we go. I think we're about to get Mr. Beasley back.
Yeah, I bet we do. Throw him in there.
Bye.
Hey, internet works good when you got it, man, doesn't it?
I know, right? I had to get in and get on the Starlink.
Yeah.
You must be way out there if you got Starlink then.
Dude, that's all I got at the house is Starlink.
Yeah. I've got Starlink, and there's Cox Fiber in front of my house, which I put up, but that's I don't use them because my Starlink works so good.
Well, see, we don't have any cable out there where I live, and so I kind of feel like I contributed to that trillionaire.
That's right, me too.
Well, he's building rocket ships and digging tunnels, but he ain't shooting no archery. So let's get back to somebody I care about. So, James, the last we heard from you, you was raised around Tahlequah, and they had a whole bunch of local ranges. Tell us how you got started shooting a bow and arrow, and what kept bringing you back to it.
Well, I mean, I wanted to, I remember as a kid hunting for the first time with a bow, and I missed like 8 deer in the same morning with a bow, and realized at that point I was going to have to get better, or I was just going to keep missing. So that my dad we always hung out at the local archery shop, and they were, had some 3D shoots posted and stuff. So that was something we kind of wanted to get into. And like I said, I just got drug out there as a kid and started shooting, and I just never left it. I've taken some sabbaticals over the years. I think about 10 years was the most I went without shooting a tournament, but I've been shooting since I was 11. So that's like 33 years.
There you go.
Yeah.
About my whole life's worth.
Yeah.
So do you shoot any indoor? Do you shoot any other kind of archery, or is it just mostly 3D?
I shoot some indoor. I do shoot. I'm not good at it at all. And I go and I have fun, and I go and try to, I run up the bow club, probably a couple nights a week, in the winter, just to give me something to do. But that's basically all I'll shoot the Tom Thomas and a few little things that they put on, but that's about it for my indoor career.
You're talking about Tulsa Archery Association?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hanging out with a motley crew up there.
They're good folks, all of them, man. I like to hang out with all those guys.
Even Frank? Come on now.
Man,
It's just us in here.
Frank is the only man that can carry on a conversation with you while he's shooting a bow, and that impresses me. I can tell you that.
Never miss a beat.
Oh yeah, it don't matter. You're at full draw. He's at full draw. Pulling arrows, scoring arrows, doesn't matter.
Right. Yep. I like it. It. Keeps everything light,
I like it when he does his barbecue because he'll come over and he'll be like, start me on 13. And I was like, why 13? You're senior class. We try to not make y'all walk. He goes, I'm going to shoot 7 down to 20. Then I'm going to go throw a log on the smoker for the barbecue. Then I'm going to shoot a few more about 5 here. Then I'm going to run back over before we go up the hill, throw another piece of coal on it, another log. And then I'm going to shoot my last 5 right there. And I'm like, you got it. Frank's on 13. Make it work. he'll hit that smoker about 2 or 3 times, keep that fire going on it, and we're ready to eat afterwards. So
hey, as long as he's got a plan, that works for everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say they like archery, but they come for Frank's barbecue.
That's right. That's good stuff.
Smoked cream cheese and a hot link on top of a pulled pork sandwich. Yeah, buddy. Yeah,
you can't go wrong. You just can't.
Yeah, we're driving home at 95 miles an hour. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. It's good
if you don't have a gallbladder, you better hurry.
Yeah. If you live in Skycheck, it's 13 minutes home. You'll be safe. When you're driving to Oklahoma City, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes, and we don't got that kind of tank in us. So
that's right.
What else what else would you tell anybody out there that's never shot unknown archery? We got a lot of people that are trying to get into judging and a lot of new people that are just fascinated with it. So kind of break it down for them why it's so appealing.
Yeah. Unknown is cool because you can make a mistake. There is mistakes to be made, and you're going to drop you're going to make a bad shot on a target. You're going to make a bad judge. And in the unknown classes, it's not going to affect you like it does in the known classes. The known class, you shoot a nickel, man, it's going to be a fight to come back from that for the rest of the day. And unknown, it's like, well, I'm going to take that nickel and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to put it away now. And I'm going to keep on trucking. That's the thing with unknown. And I think that the biggest thing for most people is they try to go in and shoot like a 50-yard class or something, when you first start shooting unknown, and you've got to really start close, get your targets to where it's like, okay, I know what 30 looks like. I know what 40 looks like, and work your way out to the longer targets. And don't start off trying to shoot like, a semi-pro class or something like that where you got a 50-yard max.
Yeah, you're turning in scores down in the 160s and 70s. It's like, man, shoot open 40 and flirt with 200 a little bit. Like, let's
get to it. That's one of the reasons I wanted to shoot open 40 this year is because I've done it a long time, and I really don't need to be shooting an open 40 class. But I can assure you that I can't judge past 40 right now because it's just not, I just don't know what that looks like right at the moment. So, it's going to take more work to get there.
We were real close this year. Texas had the idea of creating an unknown 30-yard class for some of the youth and below archers, like the youth and I don't think the young adults would qualify. I think it was like 14 and under. They were gonna kick around the idea, and that we didn't end up having enough interest for it. But I think in a couple of years, if it keeps coming back, if Texas ASA will do it, I'd love to follow along in the footsteps and have a kids unknown 30-yard blue stake just to get them kind of acclimated, because we don't let kids judge yardage. I mean, you got to go to there's one event a year, the OSAA State Unknown. Yeah. And that's it. And it's like, man, you might have the next Levi Morgan out there running around at 9 years old. You just don't know it.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, my kids, I've got an 18-year-old, a 16-year-old, and an 11-year-old, and none of them know they wouldn't have a clue if you asked them to judge yardage. No idea, because they've never been exposed to it other than just me, being like, shut up, don't tell me what the yardage is. I'm trying to figure it out.
Sitting there squinting and grunting at the target before you ever knock an arrow.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they don't have any idea. And I think that would be really cool. I even liked it way back when we had, it was a half known, like you had a half known targets and half unknown targets in some of the classes. I think it was open C and open B back then. And that was actually pretty darn fun because, it kind of, the guys that were good judgers would do well on the, it worked out good. It kind of kept us all in the even playing field.
Yeah. I would love it if the pro-ams were one day known, one day unknown. That'd be kind of neat. Or we were talking about it. We had Jeff Hopkins on 3 weeks ago, and he was like, "Yeah, shoot 40 of them known, and then turn around and shoot 40 unknown. Like, we're gonna drive all this way, shoot our bows." I'm like, okay,
right?
Yeah,
yep.
Cream always rises to the top, though.
Oh, heck yeah, man. A guy that can shoot. I mean, I guarantee you take Levi Morgan and you hand him a Genesis. Within about 2 hours, he's going to go out there and figure out how to win with it. You know, and it's funny how all the, it's like all the different people, hang on to one manufacturer or the other. And it's like everybody makes a good piece of equipment nowadays. And just like what you said, the guys that are professionals and the guys that know how to shoot, they can pick up a My Bow or an Elite or a Darton or a Hoyt, and they'll all win with them for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty much never found a bow yet that shoots as good as me. So I'm just waiting for the day.
I understand.
What release are you shooting, James?
Release wise, I've shot a hinge for years and years and years. And this year I got mad at my hinge and decided that I was going to go back and shoot a punch and release. And I am now shooting a Carter Like Mike 2, or no, I think it's a Carter Like Mike 2. That's
exactly what I've got.
Yeah, it's a wrist strap, and I can set it to about 4 pounds of pressure, or 3 or 4 pounds of pressure, where I can roll my finger around it and squeeze it. So, I mean, I'll still punch it, but the idea's there anyway.
Yeah, on my Like Mike too. I've been shooting that BOA grip or wrist strap.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I like that thing. I really like that. I didn't know if I would or not, but I had a Like Mike and it had it on there. So I bought the number 2 and I was like, money. Yeah. Now I pulled out the original the other day and I'm like, So I shortened the strap on it to get the head of it back a little further. And I like it even more. So then I had to go and do my other one. Doggone it. Yeah.
You take a caliper to measure.
I say that again.
Do you caliper the strap on them to figure out how far up and back you need the head?
I unfortunately I do. I'm that anal, but yeah, I know exactly how far I pulled it back.
As anal as you are, I bet you've counted the threads of nylon.
I see. I tried to get. They got those little mini ridges, and I actually went those ridge counts up from the one to the other, and I would take a hard staple and I'd take a heavy duty staple and I'd staple it so that would remain the same, so that if it moved, at least it would move that way and not roll one around. Yeah. That ended up not working. The staple just wouldn't stay in my quiver. I'd catch it and I'd pull it off. So I've actually taken and marked it so I can see if the top moves versus the bottom. But man, it's solid. I like it. Yeah.
You get a lot done with a silver Sharpie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like I said, man, I've shot a hinge for years and years and years, and I always thought it's like, man, if I'll master this, I'll get better, and I'll just keep getting, I'll do better at this. And I never got better with my hinge, and finally, I really do shoot better scores with that dang caliper release than I did with my hinge ever. And because I think I can make a bad shot with that caliper release or the a wrist strap, I make a bad shot with it, and it's not nearly as bad as a bad shot with a hinge. That's the only thing I can attribute it to.
To me, when I was shooting a handheld, the motion of it going just wasn't in my momentum movement. But with this, at least it's in my momentum movement, and it just feels more now. I don't feel like I'm getting the inconsistency. Yeah, I'm definitely shooting better scores with it. Absolutely.
Yeah. A bad shot is not quite as bad.
Yeah, Phil, we got to get you on it, buddy.
I've got one. I've got a Like Mike. I don't want to mess with my draw length to shorten it up. And
did you have to lengthen or shorten yours, James?
I don't, because it had been so long since I'd shot it. I just picked my bow up that I've been shooting the hinge with, and I just started shooting it that way. Like, I didn't change anything. I was out here in the yard one day and I was so aggravated with it. And then I just went over there and grabbed that release, because that's what I hunt with. And, and I just grabbed it and started shooting it. I didn't change anything because I think I just grew accustomed, that's That's just how it was. So I know I didn't change anything.
I had to lengthen my draw length out going to an index because I had I was anchoring along that jawbone right there on that backside with the handheld. But with my index, I'm up. I take the knuckle and I go up under my ear. So I'm a little farther back. So I did have to lengthen my draw length. Yeah. That's the reason I ask. Yeah.
I only shoot mine. I tried to shoot. I've always had really bad target panic with my index finger. So I actually shoot my middle finger. That's what I use to shoot. And I'll take my index knuckle and kind of just roll my thumb around it like that and pull. I try. That's, ideally that's the idea behind it. It doesn't always function that way, but
I got you. That's what I've tried to do. These two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah.
As long as you got your left and right set beforehand, it shouldn't. Nothing wrong with that idea. I like that. No,
it doesn't matter as long as you are repeatable that way. Yeah.
I always was told that index finger, you have so many nerves in your index finger, and it's like really easy to attribute that to target panic. It's really easy to punch with that finger. So it's that I tried over the years when I was hunting. I was always bad about getting target panic and punching. So that's why I changed over the middle finger, and now it's kind of just natural.
Yeah.
I like that. We were talking with Hopkins and Rick Archer at the same time on those pinky release right here. And you just can't punch that pinky as hard as Like these two right here, you got a lot of problems with. This one back here, he just kind of along for the ride. I mean, he just
I remember when those came out, I played with one at a booth and I couldn't get it back. It was just so natural to I popped it every time, just trying to get it back. I think I did it 3 times, and I just laid it down and said, "Okay, I'm done."
Yeah. I had a Scott. I think it was a Scott. No, excuse me, it wasn't Scott. It was a Carter Everything. Is what I had. The first pinky release I ever had. And that thing was a monstrosity of a release, but it was pretty cool. But I don't punching that pinky. I don't know. I tried to shoot the pinky thing. It just never worked for me.
I can't hardly get mine to move when I tell it to. I don't think I could command shoot a pinky.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, I can pretty well command shoot anything.
Yeah. If you're a hinge shooter for very long, that's what's funny is like these guys are like, "Oh, you can't punch a hinge." I was like, "Oh, hi, just watch."
Yeah. I'll prove you wrong here real quick.
Yeah. I was like, "I bet you give me enough time, I could punch a tension release."
Yeah. Well, seen people do it. I've been playing with a backup bow, trying to get a tension release set up, and you can't do it with 85% let off. You need a little bit more holding weight to get along with that thing. And I don't know, that's going to involve changing a whole bunch of stuff. So it might be an indoor project.
Yeah,
I would think with the tension activated board, we're just according to how whatever tension you put the most on and you change your fingers, to me that would change the way it would go off so much.
I've got it set at 30 pounds and I'm only holding 12. And when I shoot it like a hinge and I put that ring finger pressure, I can get it to break. But if I'm just pulling this just straight this way, I can barely get it to actually break a shot. And when you're pulling with your ring finger on there and shooting it like you would a hinge, you can get it to go off a little different. So it does have some hand pressure variances in there.
It would too. Yeah.
Yeah. Years ago, they had a release called a Scott it was Golden Key. It made it. And it was called an Answer. And that thing was amazing. Like I don't think you could punch it. It was built on it was a regular wrist strap release, but I don't know exactly how it worked, but I do know that you couldn't punch it. It was pretty wild. And I think, who bought that? I think Spot Hog ended up buying that patent from them and built it for a while.
Yeah, I think I kind of remember that when you said the Answer, that rings a bell. I had a buddy that I shot with all the time that had the spring. Remember the spring? He'd just get on that spring, he'd just bend that thing, and then boom, it finally go. Yeah.
The old Fletcher releases had those things. Yeah. A springy thing. I tried everything to not punch. I was a punching fool. I still am a punching fool. I tried everything to break the habit. I just never could, I guess. But now it's just now the big boys. So many of them are now. You watch them and they're punching the fire out of that release and doing really well with it. So I guess there's something to be said for command shooting.
Yeah. If you can watch the arrow land and follow through, go ahead and punch it. Go ahead. I collapse and flinch and close my eyes at the same time. So I can't, I'm simple-minded. I can only think of one thing at a time. But if you can go aim right here, punch right here, and there's nothing between your two ears that stops you from doing it, I can't, if I try to do it, I can't get close 20 targets in a row. I'll come into that 19th target just barely sneaking up on it. Hey, we gotta go. Like, no, can't put it close and command it. Like,
yeah,
there's a right and a wrong way to do it. But I feel like we don't teach people that. We just say don't punch. It's like, well,
right.
Don't punch if you're gonna do it wrong.
Yeah. Well, there's always that thing. It's like archery. You can have the worst form in the world if you do it the same way every time, over and over again. And that's really archery in a nutshell. I mean, I remember being a little kid, and that was what the guys I was around that were really good shots. They were like, it's like, well, you got your own style, but if you do it the same way every time, it doesn't matter. And that's
we're not scoring the style. We're scoring the arrow target.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it don't matter about your style. There's no style points. This ain't gymnastics.
Right. Exactly. So it's the same way every time. I try to teach all the kids that, came through and shot, and I've tried to teach, it's like, if you can try to watch that arrow hit the target behind that pin, that is your number one goal. And if you can get to that point, that is, you're going to be doing okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you 100%. You can't beat a puncher when they're having a good day. You can wait till they have an implosion and a mental meltdown, and you can be there for that, but you won't catch them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's a big difference between a puncher and a target panic puncher too. I mean, if a guy's just, if you have target panic, you can't even get that pin close to what you're wanting to aim at, and that's usually where punching starts, as a form of target panic. And, if you can get past the target panic part, it's not that bad, but good Lord knows I haven't gotten there.
I've owned it. Yeah. And I feel that's the biggest thing is once you own it and you understand it, you stop, take a deep breath, and you learn to control yourself back out of it. And it took me forever to figure that out. I can feel it creeping up. I'll make a shot and I'm like, okay, not again. I own this. I know how to get out of it. And I'll turn right around on the next shot and get out of it. Yeah, it happened. Absolutely.
Yep.
I'm the complete opposite. I can squeeze the first 4 or 5 targets perfect, and then it'll hold so still, and I'll just snatch one of them. And the next 14 targets, I'm fighting for my life at full draw. It just, I've lost control of what is happening.
That's what I like about that Like Mike is I can get so much pressure on that trigger because I go with it up into here. I get so much pressure that when I'm hitting it, there's nowhere for it to go, but like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're off of it and you're coming into it, that's a whole nother world. Oh, yeah. That's a whole nother world. Yeah.
You're going to be fully out of your peep before that thing fires.
Yeah. I agree with that, but yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to have some major pressures front and back.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. That's a good part. I mean, so many wrist wrap releases don't have that ability to put that much pressure on the trigger. That's the thing. Most people, I think that's what builds the bad habits more than anything is, you have these super light triggers that you just can blow on, and know if guys just get used, you shoot 100 arrows and you're used to,
and I was scared to touch it. Yeah. I was scared I didn't want to lay my finger on it. Yeah. And now I'm like, let's get on it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's okay. I can put my finger on the trigger. I can squeeze, and it's
I
like,
wrap it around and start pulling and I know it's not going to go off.
Yeah. I think Jack Wallace is the one that kind of got me to thinking about that. I watched a couple of videos with Jack Wallace talking about how he shot his, and that's how he always talked. He was like, you got to be able to wrap your finger around and be able to put pressure and and use your back. And, he was the one that kind of got that ingrained in my mind anyway.
Yeah.
He does. He does it the right way. Michael Braden's another one on that index release. And all the way in there and just see him.
That he helped design that Like Mike. That's why it's Mike's. Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. Now we know some stuff.
Yeah, I just bought one because my button made me mad one day. I was like, I'll show you. I'll put you in the truck and go shoot 20 targets. Watch. And never got around to doing it, but I did shoot really good the next weekend. I think I made it a little jealous.
Hey, switching back and forth is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
I was just going to say my original like Mike is in my chair as a backup. I'm shooting the number 2, and that's what I'm thinking about, pulling out that number 1 tomorrow, and I'm wanting to tighten it up just a little bit more. And since I don't mess with it very much, I always have to go back and look at the instructions. Okay, now which way do I turn it? Yeah,
yeah. I know mine came with like a little BB thing that you just can put in there to give it. I don't know. I never did get that far into it. I think I just pretty much shot it out of the package, and I think I tinkered with it a little bit at the time, but it's been so many years since I messed with it. I probably forget. I don't even know if I know now how to adjust it.
I couldn't tell you if the BB's in mine or not. They're that old. And I don't think that they are. And sometimes to me, you can get them too heavy.
Yeah.
Because my shot process / subconscious isn't there. You'll be trying to go and you've already moved everything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had it too hard before in the past too.
Yeah.
Tell you why I like buying them used, because the wrist strap's already broke in when you get it. I don't hate them brand new leather wrist straps. I can't stand them, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, we went and shot Saturday up there at Pawnee, and like I said, I got that one that with that BOA, that click, roll it.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday shooting indoors, I pulled that thing out and put it on. Stood there. First shot I pulled up, and I went, God, that thing stinks. I mean, woo, I had to Febreze it a couple times when I got home.
It was rank, was it?
Yes, sir, it was. I didn't realize how much that thing absorbed.
The sweat in the nasty water.
Yeah, but when you're going hunting with it, you just strap it on your bow and click it in there, and you ain't going to lose it walking through the woods. That's the best thing about it compared to a thumb button. And I've spent many hours going back how I walked in the woods with a flashlight looking for a release on the ground. It's like, man, that's $350. I can't leave that out here very long. It's just not going to be.
I always tell the story about the time that I decided one year I was going to hunt with my hinge, and I did. And I killed this little 8-point with my hinge, and I was pretty proud of it. I was like, man, that all worked like it was supposed to. And then about 3 or 4 days later, this giant buck walked out there, 30 yards, should have been a chip shot. And I grabbed a hold of that release, and I think I don't even know if it left my hand or what, but I jerked that thing so hard that I shot the tree like right in front of me and all this stuff. And that, needless to say, I never hunted with a hinge again. Never, not once. Nope.
I killed a couple with a hinge, and then I went back to the button. I don't know what I'll do next year. I haven't made up my mind yet.
Like Mike, baby. Like Mike.
It is nice to be able to just have it right there and just reach up and clip onto it. I was hunting with a goat last year, and I want something that's enclosed that I can either reach up and leave it hanging on. Yeah, I dropped that thing every time I sat in the tree. I had to pull the other one out of my bino harness and be like, all right, you better hope I don't drop this one, or I'm shooting you with fingers. Just right up there like
and you don't want to be that deer to say that I got shot by Neil with fingers.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's a few dead ones out there. I used to my original couple hunting bows were fingers, because I got a thumb trigger when I was like 10 or 11 years old, and target panic within like 3 months. I was like, I can't make it do what I want. So I went back to shooting fingers, just like with the recurve. I mean, it was simple. I can control them. I know when to let go of that. But they quit making bows long enough to the bows just got shorter and shorter, and that fingerprint. I finally had to go from 1 above, 2 below to 3 below, and that was about the end of that for me. We're done after that.
Yeah.
Somebody confused me with a bear bow shooter. I was like, hey, now I'm not gay. You know, I'm not like that. I'm trying to make
until you start string walking though, then that's when it gets really weird. That's when everything goes out the window. I have to question your sanity at that point.
Yeah. If I got to count the threads and that deer's sitting there looking at me, and I'm sitting here at 37, 38, 39. All right, you better be standing there still.
Yeah. Hey, I've hunted McAllister a few times, and I can assure you that I've spent a lot of time on my recurve, and I wish to heck I'd had some aiming device a few times, because I was like, just pull up there and be like, well, I'm looking at the right spot. God, I hope that arrow goes there. It's pretty wicked.
And the second one always does. It's the first one's just a chaser, It's
Right.
like, all right, lower, boom, and we're good. It's instinctive means second arrow is going to hit. That's what that means.
That's right.
I can get
they
that
give you
deer
2 shots.
Yeah. If he'll just give me 2, I'll get him killed.
Yep.
Did you draw out anything this year?
We drew Deep Fork. Me and the kids and the wife, we drew Deep Fork for the month-long thing down there with a bow. So we've done that before, and it was pretty successful. I liked it. Deep Fork's a pretty good place to hunt if you spend your time. So yeah, we drew that. We were pretty excited. So that's about all we drew. My stepson, he's disabled, and he drew McAllister with a crossbow. So that's pretty freaking awesome. I get to go down there with him and kind of help him with all that. So that'll be that's my trip to McAllister this year, I guess.
That'd be good. I was gonna say that'd be a good place to be. A good out to 80 to 100 yards, real easy. Everybody else there shooting 15 and under. Yeah. Let's get
Well, I think they only draw like 80 people that weekend for the disabled hunt. And the only thing that sucks, though, is it's right at the beginning of the year. It's like October 9th to the 11th or something like that. So, and with as much rain as we've had, goodness gracious, I'm afraid it's going to be tough. But, yeah, you never know. McAllister's a crazy place. It's kind of magic sometimes.
Do they let you take a thermocell? I know they let you take ozone now, and if they kind of relaxed the regulations out there.
Yeah.
But do they
let you take one.
Okay. Back when last time I went, it was nothing that would make a flame, like no binos, no nothing. I was like, what?
Yeah. I know they still have the thing about the rangefinder, which I don't know how that's going to go. I'm going to maybe have to call and find out about the rangefinder thing, because I was like, man, for crossbow, it sure would be nice to have a rangefinder.
That's why you're judging. You are the rangefinder.
Right. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'm afraid the two don't correlate. I'm sorry. I've tried. I was that guy that used to step it off before I had a rangefinder. I'd step it off and put ribbons around my tree at 25 yards.
Oh yeah. I'll go if it's somewhere I've been, I'll stick green, yellow, and red at 20, 30, and 40. And my pins, if you guessed it, are green, yellow, and red for 20, 30, 40. I'm almost got it idiot proof. I
want it
being there.
every advantage as I can get on that stuff.
I remember growing up ranging every tree, and by the time the deer walked in, I had a dead battery in my rangefinder. I was like, forgot that tree was 7. Yeah.
I'm sure Dave can attest. He remembers the days before there was rangefinders, and if you did have one, yeah, I remember having I had a Bushnell one that looked like I was calling in an airstrike. That thing was giant.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Rangefinders were taboo to carry out on a range.
Oh, yeah, you don't get caught with one.
Caught with one, you were in deep duke.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 100%.
Even the judging guys carry them now. I mean, they'll go practice 20 targets and they'll leave their bow in their truck and just take their rangefinder. I was like,
we didn't have rangefinder back when we were judging. It was a rope, and it would be a 20 or 30 yard rope, and you'd tie off a ribbon at 20 yards and one at 25 yards and one at 30, and you'd drag that rope through the woods, and then you'd stop and turn and look back at it and go, okay, so that's what 20 looks like. That's where 25 is. That's where 30 is. That's how we used to learn to judge. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fair enough.
Yep.
It all changes when the sun starts going down and all them trees start getting closer and closer. You're like, that was 40? Oh man, that looks different.
Yeah, but the difference is we maxed at 45 with, I mean, there was no 50-yard ranges. It was a 45-yard max. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and there was maybe one target on the range that was 45 too. You know, that's the thing. It was always like a mule deer or an elk.
43. Yeah.
Yeah. Go shoot, Dave. After you get back from shooting Haskell's range this weekend, if you're in a 40-yard max, you will have 4 targets that are over 38 and a half. I guarantee. Okay. I guarantee.
I do this.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying we're stretching them out now. I mean, it's a lot of these courses. We give them a rubric for how they're supposed to, what's average range and how the distance.
I was going to say, in all honesty, the ones that I've went to, they're all fairly close to the same amount of. I get buddies. Don, that guy I've talked to you about that's getting back into it.
Yeah.
What kind of range? And I'm saying the average is probably 33, 34. And then I might feel, well, it might be 34 to 35. I don't think I've ever said it's been a 37-yard average or a 28-yard average. I'm saying it's in from 33 to 36 has been the average on every one I've been on. So I don't think that they've been too stupid at all.
Just wait till you get to the state championship.
It'll be what it'll be.
It's going to be all there.
Click it and go.
Like I always said, man, if everybody's got to shoot it in your class, who cares? You know, I mean, we all got to do it, you know.
And in my class, James versus yours, I'm going to click it and set my sight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, part of the thing with judging to me was always I'd say anticipation, the anxiety, oh my gosh, what if it's 42 and I've got it set at 40? What if it's 42 and I've got it set at 44? Back and forth. So there's that anxiety of the shooting for that. But now, done. Yeah. So honestly, the length of the course makes no difference to me. That was one of the first things I told old Rick Gilly after I went and shot that very first one. I was like, man, this was a lot easier shooting. It's easier on the shooter as a marked yardage for me. This is me talking, no one else. It's easier as a shooter because there's not as much anxiety, worried about, thinking about as you're pulling up. There's none of that's there. You click it, you set your sight, and then you stop, clear your mind, and concentrate on your shot. That's it. Yeah.
See, it gives more people the anxiety knowing that it might not be where they want it to be than anything. I think. I'm not.
For me, I'm just one of those. Oh, sorry, guys. Go ahead, Go ahead, Dave.
No.
Oh no, I just think for me, for me, it's like I can't leave that bad shot. I can't. Like, I know I clicked it at 39.5 yards. And I set my sight at 39.5 yards. Why in the heck did it not go in the 12 ring? You know, and that follows me to the next target, to the next target, to the next target. So everybody's built different for sure.
Well, yeah, and like what Neil was just saying, well, this championship's going to be all there. Oh, all right. To me, it ain't going to be harsh. I think to me the difference is going to be how you put up with the elements. Elements being the weather, elements being your footing, elements being other things than the distance. The distance is going to be there. It don't matter if every one of them's at 25 yards or if every one of them's at 45 yards. Elements is what is changing my scores, in my opinion. Yeah.
That makes sense. I can get along with that. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for state, man. We're like
60 done already.
Yes, I'm ready to be done. It's been a marathon of a season. And we got 3 this weekend, and first time we ever had 3 in a weekend. So we'll see how this goes.
I don't know how you do it, man. I can only make about 1 or 2 a month without wanting to feel like I'm overdoing. I don't know, man. My hat's off to you. You're an awesome director, and you've done a great job.
I just like hanging out with my friends and shooting my bow. That's it. I mean, I get to see everybody, and the fact that we get to shoot 20 targets in between, hell yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
Burgers cooking and everything. I mean, I'm all about it. Let's go. But yeah, it does. About June, July, I'm just kind of petering down the runways, running on fumes. But
I don't know anybody that's already built their hunting arrows, but I did build my hunting arrows this week. So yeah, I'm kind of right there with you.
What are you going to run for difference as far as hunting?
I'm kind of weird. I still like shooting fixed blade broadheads, and so I usually run I run a 245 arrow, the standard carbon arrow with a wrap. And this year I'm tinkering with feathers a little bit. I've not shot feathers in 100 years, but I'm going to try it this year just because I like them better with the fixed blade broadheads. They always used to could seem like they flew a little better with the fixed blades. So I'm trying it out. So that's basically the only big difference.
There you go. I like a good hunting arrow build. I used to just run the same ones over and over again. Didn't matter what bow. It was like a 400 spine Easton Full Metal Jacket. And I think I ran that on like 4 different bows growing up, and it was good and heavy. It'd blow through anything. And finally, I finally got to a bow that just didn't like them. And I'm like, okay, I'll try a carbon arrow, tried an Easton Axis, tried a different spine, tried a different broadhead. And I was like, that's what all these guys are always do. That's what they're always on about. It's like, oh, we're going to test with the hunting bow. I was like, it's 25 yards. Just put it behind the shoulder and hammer it. Like, it doesn't matter. It's like, what are we trying to be ethical out here? Like, come on, guys, don't search it up now, Dirt. It's like, just put it behind. Like, I know guys will go out there and hunt with 6 arrows and they ain't got a one of them that's the same. They're like, that's a Beeman or Carbon Express from Walmart. I got 3 different broadheads on 4 different arrows. Yeah, it's one's got a Luminok, one doesn't. I'm like, oh yeah, just whatever.
I see. I'm right there with you, man.
It's does at 18 yards. They're gonna knock themselves out on the corn feeder when you stick them anyways. It doesn't matter. You don't chase them very far. Yep. But if you're going on that once in a lifetime hunt, why not? Go ahead. Yep. I don't know.
That going hunt would be my once in a lifetime.
It was once in a lifetime.
Yeah, I shot 1 8-point. All right, that wasn't my cup of tea, but that's what it is. Yeah.
Hey man, that's what's cool about archery as a sport, though, is because you don't have to be a bow hunter. You don't have to be a field archer. You don't have to be. You can be a lot of things, or only specialize in one. So that's what's cool about this sport.
And then there's those that are just coaches.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah.
I like a nice mid-October weather's starting to turn cold. Like, that's
and walk up to target 1, range it. Boy, I'm with you, Neil. Yeah.
No, just sitting there hanging out in the woods, man. Don't even need nobody else there. I mean, usually I'm just like, okay, did I bring toilet paper? Okay, I got my phone with me. All right, I'm good for 6 or 7 hours. There's not really anything else I need to worry about for till then. It's like I got the day off work and nobody's expecting me to be anywhere. Or nobody has any Target 3 fell over. There's a branch in front of 17. Little Billy blew his bow up because he dry fired it for the 18th time this year. I'm like, well, let's go fix Little Billy. Did anyone find the peep site? And they're like, no, it shot out 40 yards that way. I'm like, all right, let's go find Little Billy a peep site.
Quit talking about my kid like that, man. I don't know why you got to be bringing up old stuff. No, I'm playing.
Hey, I don't think I've seen him dry fire it, but my first year, we had an award that we gave out that was most likely to dry fire your bow, and it was $1 a vote. Yeah. Nice. That was fun. Somebody's like, they're sitting there realizing that they're in the lead for it, and they're throwing a bunch of money at it, trying to get it to somebody else. And I was like, we can create a little bidding frenzy here. That'd be pretty good.
That's funny.
Oh, man. Well, James, thank you for sitting down with us, and congrats again on winning your state championship there. I know it wasn't an easy day to go shoot it. And Tulsa's never an easy range either. So between being in a lightning storm and rain on that mountain, I know you had to keep your wits about you for that one.
Hey, any day you get to go out and shoot, it's a good day. So, that just to go out there and have a good time. That's all you can do.
Hey, I believe it. Give a shout out to anybody. Tell them who your shop is, any sponsors you have, or anybody you want to say hey to.
Hey, I just want to say a shout out to my family, my wife and kids, and really they're the ones that keep me going. I've been doing it a long time, so I really don't have a shop. I pretty much have my shop in my garage, and I don't have any sponsors because, well, I suck. So that's about it.
Hey, it is what it is, man. You don't have to make it fancy. A lot of people out there are like, I'm not good, I'll never get sponsored. Like, you don't want sponsored, then you make it's a job to shoot your bow. We don't have fun on that. Yeah, we don't have fun on Saturday.
I can't yank it off my bow and throw it in the drawer and stick something else on there. I feel like I'm beholden to have to shoot the one that brought me. So it's like no.
If I don't like it, it's going in the bottom of the release pouch, and we're gonna pull out another one.
That's right.
That's right.
We all be good. We'll hope we see you on the 3D trail this weekend. If not, you tune in next week and hear some more stories from the old arrow flinging Okies.
Dave.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good day.
James, thanks a lot. Been nice talking with you.
Nice talking with you guys. All right. Bye.